Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to a special Adventures in JP Presents. This is going to be a standalone video focused on introducing people to the changes in the new 4.0 update. And believe it or not, this is the 4.0 update, even though there's no new splash screen or anything like that. Because if you really dislike Aqua that much, or just prefer Muse, you can switch back to this original start screen and music and whatnot, and still be fine. You don't have to worry about the new Aqua start screen or anything like that. So let's quickly go in, just to prove that it's the new update. Because look, there they are! They're in the update. This is part of, this particular banner is part of the new line campaign, so we'll probably see some rewards for that soon. We have this lovely new SR initial set banner advertising that we are going to get 50 gems right away. Oh my god, this is crazy. We have a new limited scouting box. Everything is going to be shiny and new, especially my shiny and new main girl on the home screen here. Sorry, Daya, you can talk at me again later. But anyways, yeah, you see that Daya is here, but not much else seems different so far. So what is different? What is different about 4.0? Lots. I don't even know where to start, really. For one thing, look at that. We have a brand new Aqua Scouting Box, separate from the Muse Scouting Box, which is still here. We have the Devil Nico box, although the Devil Nico box also has new cards in it from when it first came out. And both of these boxes have these new card rarities. If you haven't been following all the update news, and I know some people haven't been, so I will explain this. Let's start with the Muse Scouting Box. We have these new SSR cards. You heard right, not SR, but SSR. Super rare. Super rare, you guys. They are a new rarity in between SR and UR. I'm not sure exactly how their strength compares to a UR versus an SR. It's kind of muddied a bit by some of the new team building mechanics, exactly how strong certain cards are now. But yeah, they have bond points that are in between an SR and a UR, and they also have, I think, more skill slots, at least when they're idolized. And we'll get into what skill slots are in a bit here. A lot of the art for the SSRs is reused from magazine scans and previous art. Most likely because that's the easiest way for them to get really good-looking card art for these without having to pay the artists overtime while they're still working on URs and SRs. So it's a nice, easier way to get a nice-looking card of your favorite girl without necessarily having to rely on a 1% chance, although the chance is still pretty low. Like, look at the details here. Let's bring up the details of all the cards and hope it loads. There we go. So these are the new scouting rates of what you can expect to get in a box. The rate of getting a rare is now down to 80%, so only 4 out of 5 times will you get a rare. SRs are boosted to 15%, and SSRs come in at 4%, and the URs are still at 1. I believe I've seen charts with the math of how the probability of certain types of pulls work out now. I can probably post that image right here on screen now so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see the chance of getting just a 1 SR pull is substantially lower than it was in the past. You're still going to get a decent amount of them because 16-17% whatever is still a lot in probability terms. But it's definitely going to be it's not going to be every pull. So you'll see a lot more 2 and 3 SR pulls, or 1 SR, 1 SSR, that sort of thing. It should be exciting to watch scouting videos, and to do scouting videos from here on out. So how do we access the new Aqua box? Well, first, before I do that, I'm going to show you that there's new tabs for navigating the scouting box. In the top left here, you can see it's much easier to switch around and figure out where you are. So there's coupon scouting, there's the limited scouting box, and the limited scouting is interesting now because this is a second year box, like the kind that we've seen a lot before. But the way these limited boxes work now is that certain sets and cards will be boosted for 1 day at a time. So, for instance, it's July 7th right now. So you can see in the middle there's that China Dress Kotori says 7/7, so that means July 7th, 7th day of the 7th month. That's how you can parse that, even if you don't read Japanese. On July 7th, we have an increased chance of pulling China Dress Kotori. I believe the boost is something like 20% or 25%. I'm not sure if it says. Let's see if I can figure it out here. Oh, there we go. I think I see it there. I think it's 25% is what the boost is. So you have a 25% chance higher. If you pull a UR, if you're lucky enough to pull a UR, you have a 25% higher chance of it being China Dress Kotori today. And tomorrow, you'll have a higher chance of White Day Umi. And so on. So I believe there's going to be other types of limited boxes as well, based on what people have pulled out of the game's code so far. Including the pickup boxes will work a bit differently. Similarly, if there's a pickup box going on, there'll be a higher chance to pull a certain set on a certain day. Okay, I think I've covered the Muse scouting enough, and you see in the top left-hand corner above the tabs, there's that Muse Aqua button, and as you might have guessed, that is the way that you switch between Muse and Aqua mode. And this doesn't just change the scouting, this is a way to change the entire mode of the game. You can either do that here, or you can do it from the live screen. You can hit the Muse and Aqua button to switch between Aqua songs and Muse songs, and this correspondingly changes the mode of the entire game. So if you quit the game while you're on this screen in Muse mode, then you'll load up the game again with the Muse start screen and everything, and you'll get this old background music. But if you switch to Aqua mode, and you quit the game while in Aqua mode, then when you load the game back up, you will load with the new Aqua start screen, and you'll have this updated background music, which is honestly one of my favorite new features of the update. The old background music, as nice as it was, it's so nice to hear something new. Oh my god. And there's not just new music here, there's new music in the score match screen too. Oh, that's lovely. It's got kind of an ethereal feeling to it, which is great because the new event is the Star Festival Tanabata event. So that's particularly good for this event. Yeah, new music is exciting. Okay, so what else is new? You can switch between Muse and Aqua mode. So you can do that to get the Aqours Scouting Box with all the lovely initial URs and SRs and whatnot. God, look at that sunset. So yeah, that's that again. And we are in Aqua mode for songs. You can see in the top left, again, just underneath the Aqua Muse button, we have the difficulties, which you tap on to switch them now. And Expert is now a regular difficulty, meaning every song available now has an Expert mode, which you can access all the time. And if we switch back to Muse mode, we can see that all of the Expert songs are available here as well. If you've played the Expert song on the B-side before, then it retains its totals, so you don't have to worry if you, SS'd an Expert song in the past. You won't lose that. Oh yes, and the B-sides button, by the way, mentioning that, has moved. It is no longer on the right-hand side. It is now up in the top left, next to the Muse Aqua button. So if we hit that button, that will bring us to the B-sides, where we see the normal dailies. We see this new option here, which will change daily, I believe. This is the random select button, which will just give you a random song of the attribute that it shows. So today it's Smile. You can play a random Smile song by tapping that button. And you can pick the difficulty by picking the tabs here. That's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, but we have one more tab. Oh no, we have one more tab. Oh boy. This is the new Master difficulty. It costs the same LP to play as an Expert song, so thank goodness for that. There's only one Master song at the moment, and it's, yeah. Welcome back to Bokura no Live. I think I really liked how it was described on the subreddit. Somebody called it the song that you bullied in high school, who since became super hot. This song has, I believe, a 697 combo. There we go, yes, 697 combo. That's even higher than the daily super hard version of Nico Puri. That's crazy. I don't think I'll try it today. But it's there if you want to play it and you think you're hot stuff. Okay, let's switch back to Aqua mode for a second, because a lot of the new stuff is in Aqua mode. Like all these songs that have shown up on the B-sides in Japan before. We have the new music, like I said before. What else is new? Oh yes, we have the member screen, which has a new option on the bottom here. I'm not sure if I'll talk about that just yet, because I kind of want to show you the changes to the inventory and team screen first. So first, let's look at the member screen, how about the member list. And whoa, splash of color in my eyes. Oh man, I actually really love the new colors because I love candy colors, and the previous colors for circles for cards was nice, but these are even brighter and more neon and look more like cotton candy the way that they're lit, which I love so much. I am a 12-year-old girl at heart. You can see there's also more rows, which means you can fit more cards on screen at the same time. And also there's new search options to allow you to filter through the cards quicker. Like for instance, there's just an always available second tab now, which just has your support cards on it, so this is where your alpaca farm goes. Although the alpaca farm, unfortunately, does not really look the same as it used to, because all you see is like alpaca x3, rather than having 3 alpacas in your box. But yeah, this is just so all your support cards are easier to access and available for you. And the new sort button is in the top right-hand corner. This brings up a whole new box. And I'm just going to put on screen here, I'm going to overlay a translation that somebody did of this sort screen, so you can see what the English options are if you need them. This translation will be linked in the video description if you need to refer to it. But it really does make sorting through your cards so much easier. Before, there would be way too much scrolling involved no matter how you searched the cards. But now you can tap whatever you want. And let me bring the Japanese screen back for a sec so I can tap on it. You can tap on things and make them not show up in your searches. So like say if you didn't want to see Aqua cards in your box, you tap the Aqua button, it would gray out, and then all your Aqua cards would disappear. Like look, there we go. Daya and all my other Aqua R's have disappeared. If I wanted to, I could also take N's out of the search so we can just focus on our lovely Muse cards. Or I believe you could also, to achieve the same result, you could also tap off that pink button in the middle there, which I believe stands for other schools. So that would be the N girls. There we go. Yeah, see, nothing changed. Basically the same thing. Or if we want to bring everybody back, we can sort by rarity. So if we wanted to take out, say, R's and N's and focus only on SR pluses, we could take those out and then see these are all my SR pluses. Look at that. And if I wanted to organize them further, I don't want to see them by level. I want to organize them by exactly how rare they are. So let's tap the rarity button right there. And then that will show... There we go. So that will show all my idolized promo URs first, and then regular UR, SRs. There you go. I don't have any SSRs yet. There we go. That's organized by how new they are. It's a little more apparent if we have the other rarities in tow. There we go. So these are cards by how recently I've gotten them. And again, you can tap the arrow in the very right-hand corner to organize in reverse order. So this is cards by how long ago I got them. Oldest first. There we go. Let's bring them back to level, how about? There we are. Yeah, so that makes it a lot easier to find the cards you're looking for in a hurry. And the good thing is, if you're trying to practice cards, it will automatically show you only the cards that you've set to be practiced. Like, say, if you want to specify that this Rin is a card that you want to keep, then you can, well, first, let's pretend that she's not favorited. That little lock button is the new add to favorites button, so by default, when you get a card, it'll be purple and the lock will be open. And if you want to favorite it, then you would just tap that lock button and it will become pink and the lock will be closed. So it's easy to tell if the card's favorited or not. So what's this other pink button next to it? That is actually the new partner selection button. So if you want to have a new partner on your home screen, you tap that button. There we go. And there she is. It's as simple as that. You don't have to worry about setting your main team anymore. The only thing that setting a main team will do now is it will control which girl shows up in events and when people are picking you as a guest center. So let's look at my current event standings. There we go. See, I'm on the top there, and even though my home screen girl is set to Rin, it still shows my UR Kotori as my girl on here because she's the head of my main team right now. And I believe this is what shows in score matches still, is the head of your main team. I could be wrong. Actually, I wonder, we should probably work on confirming whether it's this girl or your home screen girl that shows in score matches now. But anyways, yes. So this is a great way to like have whatever girl you want on your home screen without worrying that you're denying a UR boost or something to everyone on your friends list. So that's cool. Let's see. Who do I want? I want my Dia back. I want my Dia back in my spot. There we go. So if you want to set a new home screen partner, just tap that button again. There we go. Oh, and this is a good example of another button that shows up on Idolized cards. There you see the little green Idolized bow girl there. If we tap that button, that will bring our girl back to her unidolized state. She'll still have her idolized stats. She's still level 60. She's still max 200 bond. But if I didn't like her idolized outfit there, which I do, but pretend I don't for the sake of argument, then I could play with her in her unidolized form instead, and it's great. Like, it's honestly making me regret sell those cowboy cards back in EN, because I could have just switched them back to normal. Why did I not hear about that sooner? Oh well. You can't really do that with promo cards, obviously, because they were never unidolized, but say it works for, like, say this Kotori. You tap that button, she goes back to her regular form. There we go. It's lovely. And let's do a bit of practice just to show you how that works. I'm going to pull some cards out of my present box, because I think I did some practicing earlier. Your present box has new sort options as well now, by the way. If you tap onto the item field, you can organize your items the way you're used to. So let's just grab these friend points. But for cards, you can organize by the you can organize in several different ways now. This left-hand drop-down button shows by attribute, so it goes no attribute, smile, pure, cool, and other. So I guess that's the purple cards. So if I wanted to show just my smile cards, I could tap smile. And on the right-hand side is the rarity, like usual. So no rarity selected, NR, SR, SSR, UR. I don't have any other cards, so it doesn't matter. And these middle buttons are a bit odd. I believe I've been told that the left-hand button, the white button there, says organized by date received. And this other one here is organized by when they expire. So let's just organize by that. So these are all my smile ends, and they're organized by the date that they expire, which should all be relatively the same. No, the ones that are 58 days away are on the bottom, and the ones that are 59 days away are on the top. Okay, I'm gonna put them back to date received, just because. Alrighty, so I want to get some smile cards out of the box. This is great, by the way, because you don't have to, like, for the LA method, if the LA method still exists after this, I would have to sort through my present box and just manually look for cards of the attribute I wanted, but now I can just select the ones that I want. Actually, I wonder if collect all will collect just the ones that are showing here. We'll see when we pull them out of the box here. Let's see, are they all smile? So let's organize by newest. Yeah, it only pulls out the smile ones. Oh, and there's the new Shizuku from the event. I want to favorite her so I don't accidentally get rid of her. can I say that the new end background is adorable, by the way? This white with polka dots thing is just the cutest thing. And it really makes them stand out from Rs and NSRs and whatnot as well, because they are a little bit lighter on the background. But now we have so many smile cards to practice with, it's crazy. Let's go back to level, so I can see who I need to level. And just for the sake of clearing things up, let's take N cards out of the search, maybe R cards as well. There we go. And I want to focus on leveling right now. I want to level up my Kunoichi Honoka, because it's been too long since I got her, and she does need levels. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I did that right. Member list. Yeah, member list retains its sort. I'm just gonna put that... Well, no. We'll leave it as it is. Because if I go out of the member list and go back into practice... Yep, that's what I thought. All the separate pages have their own sort now. So if I go out of here and go back to member list, then my previous sort is still active. But if I go out of the member list and back into practice, practice doesn't have that filter applied, so it's still displaying everything. That's a little annoying. So you have to make sure that you... There we go. You either reset or, like, keep your filters the same if you prefer them the same. Otherwise it might get confusing. There we go. So let's reapply this filter on the practice screen. Get our Honoka. There we go. We have our practice screen now. And we have a few new options. First of all, you can practice 12 cards at a time now instead of 10. You also have this handy new button in the top right-hand corner that says Omakase, which means leave it to me. And it's basically an auto-pick button. So if you pick this, it will automatically fill your practice box with the appropriate cards. And then there's these two checkboxes on the bottom here. Ah, there we go. Took me a bit to find the translations for those checkboxes. But the top one that starts with R is to give you only R cards as practice members. It won't give you anything that doesn't give seals, so it won't pick promo Rs. There we go, so that's that one selected. Or this one here is to prioritize lower level members. So that, I don't know, I guess you can focus on getting rid of them first? I don't know. Let's just let it fill it with whatever it wants. Good! That's exactly what I would have picked anyway. All the highest level pink members. Smile members, that's what it's called. And it shows you what the results will be in this box on the left-hand side. In the top here it says level 20, it will reach level 32 after practice, and that's for standard experience. And there's also a new bar in the middle there that's for skills, which I'll show you probably after this. So let's see what the results of our practice is. There we go, just a regular success. There we go, and we get a shiny new, shiny new level up, much faster too. Shiny! Okay, yeah, there we go, that takes us to level 32. Okay then. And now, oh, I want to practice with some support cards. First, just to show you that you can do this within the practice screen too, let's bring back the R's and N's. There we go, there they all are. But I want to use a support card. So let's, ooh. There we go. How about we see how this looks on this SR Rico? Let's first tap our practice box, which I don't think is showing anything right now because she's max leveled. The only thing we can do with her is raise her skill. And as you can see, that only shows now the alpaca because that's the only card that we can use to raise her skill. The pure Kotaro isn't the same attribute as her, so we can't use that. Although I wonder why we could use it on Honoka. Let's see. Or I guess that would just be for leveling. That's probably why. That's probably why. Because it would just be experience for her. It wouldn't necessarily give her a skill up point thing. So if we want to use the Kotaro, we should use a pure member. Let's pick China Dress Hanayo. There we go. So if we pick her, she's max leveled, but she can use the Kotaro because she's a pure card. There we go. So if we pick this, before this would only help you raise an R's skill because it's an R card. But now, any support card, as long as it's the same attribute, will contribute to your card's skill points. You can see that now the skill bar there will have 10 points added to it after this, which is not a lot. I don't even know if I want to use that right now. Maybe, who do we want to use that purple alpaca on? Maybe we should use it on my UR Kotori. Let's see, bring that up. There we go. Pick the purple alpaca. How many points will that give? Still 10. Okay. Just because it's an alpaca doesn't mean it's not an R. I guess we might as well use it now. It'll take a while to build up a UR skill, but every little bit helps, I guess. So let's give Kotori 10 skill points from this alpaca. There we go. I don't think this matters too much. It's just telling you, like, hey, this is a rare. Are you sure? There we are. And it won't give seals. I think that's probably also what it says. There we go. So Kotori now has 10 skill points. Yay. So that will help level her skill from level 1 to level 2 eventually, if we do this enough. And if we get better support cards. Okay. Oh! Next thing to probably talk about would be school idol skills. And you can see in the middle there's a new line of circles. What do? What do with circles? Okay. So, there's a new feature called the School Idol Skill System. If you've ever played a JRPG, like a Final Fantasy or something like that, you may be familiar with the concept of equipping items on a character. Like, if you pick up a new piece of armor, you can equip it in a slot on your character. Let's use Undertale as a recent example. That's an RPG. If you pick up the old tutu, you can equip it as your armor. And you can swap it out for another item later if you get, say, the apron or whatnot. It's a similar concept here. School idol skills are basically items, and they are treated as such. If we go back to the menu here and we click on the new green button on the bottom here, that will show all of your skills, and these are basically items. This is your item inventory now. you have an item inventory basically now, and it shows you all the items, all the skills that you currently have. And if you tap on each one, it shows a description of what each one does. You might not be able to read it if you can't read Japanese, but there's a great translation of what all the skills are and what they do on Catch again, who always provides wonderful information on the game, so you can cross-reference that page and look for the icon that you have, and then read what the skill does. So, like, example, this one here, the pink one with the 2 and the arrow on it, is Smile Cross Ninen. Ninense. So that would be Smile Cross second years. So what this skill would do is if it's equipped to your card, it will increase that card's smile stats by 16%. That's really good. The problem is it takes up more slots to use. That's what the cost thing in the bottom left-hand corner is. It says cost 1 or cost 3. That's how many slots it's going to take up if you equip it. So that's what the little circles on the cards you saw before are. Let's bring that Maki back up. She currently has 2 free slots. That's what the black circles there are. And the 2 grayed out ones are how many slots she could have after she's idolized. If you idolize her the normal way by getting a second copy of her, then she will automatically unlock 1 new slot, I believe. If you idolize using seals, which I'll explain shortly, or stickers, then you won't get a new slot, but if you repeatedly idolize the card, and you can do that now, then you will unlock a new slot each time. But currently this card just has 2 slots, so we would not be able to use the crazy good cost 3 skill on her, because she doesn't have enough room. The only card that has enough room on my team right now, I believe, is my UR Kotori, and you can see I actually have this green skill, the Pure Aura, that's what it's called, which increases your entire team's stats by 1.8%, which is great when you consider it's 1.8 multiplied by 9. and that costs 3 to fill. So you can see that it does indeed take up 3 of those circles, and she only has 4 circles available. So it fills up pretty much the entire thing, other than like this first slot, which has a Smile Kiss token, which is the most common, it seems. That just raises the card stats by 200 in its main stat. If I want to unequip that, I can tap the circles that I want. So if I want the pink one, I can tap that one, or the green one, I can tap that one. And there's a button in the top left-hand corner with a little outline of an empty circle. If you tap that, then that unequips the skill. So you can see those circles are empty again now. I'm gonna put it back on because you'd think the Smile Cross one would be better, but for me right now, my Smile team's points are high enough for me right now. Honestly, I can S rank songs pretty easily. So I put the pure one on just because this Kotori is also on my pure team right now. So she can give a bit of a boost to the pure cards and make them a little bit more competitive. I'll probably change that again once I get better cards for those other teams. It's definitely not optimal, and honestly nobody knows what optimal team building is right now. Needless to say, my 2 existing team building guides are not very useful for JP anymore. They're more or less just for EN now. Once people figure out team building a bit more, I can probably do an updated team guide. But for now, everybody's kind of flailing around and not sure what to do. Just do what sounds good. Build a team based on like what you normally would, other than like you kind of need to have separate Muse and Aqua teams if you're going to be playing both Muse and Aqua songs. So you can see I have my Muse teams that I built before. They still have Aqua members, but that's just because those members are good. And I have the beginnings of my Aqua teams, which is not very good right now. There will be more of them later. So I'm not using those teams right now. They're just placeholders for now. And there's also more team slots, I forgot to say. So now we have my Smile support team, which is mostly perfect lockers and a couple of healers. Same with this one. This is green, pure perfect lockers and some healers, and cool perfect lockers and some healers. Not based on score. Yeah. I'll probably still play around with all these options and figure out what works best for me. Is there anything else I should say about skills? I think that was pretty much it about how they worked. Oh, I know what I can do. I can take this Smile Kiss off of this Honoka, which I tiered for in an event, so she has an extra skill slot. And I can put the Smile Cross on her. She has room for that. Yay! Awesome. Big boost to my Smile team. Perfect. I believe there's new options in the shop as well. I'm not sure if these things are permanent now, but on the bottom you can see there's options to buy like starter packs for Muse and Aqua, which will give you a free 10+1. I think you can use the Muse one on either Muse or Aqua, but the Aqua one is just for Aqua. That's how I believe it works. I could be wrong. And I think the only other thing now is the story. I think this is the last place where you can switch between Muse and Aqua mode. If you switch between Muse and Aqua mode with the top left-hand button, then you'll switch between the Muse stories and the Aqua stories. And the Aqua main stories in here. You have all the new side story buttons. They're still pretty. But you still have access to all the Muse chapters, which now have a new interface. Oh yes, and there's also a few new options with how stories play. There's the auto button, which was always there before, which is the button with what looks like a dash in the middle. So that will let the story just sort of play without you having to press any buttons, but you'll still hear all the dialogue, if there were dialogue here. There's also a new button here with the X in the icon that takes away the dialogue box and lets you view whatever current screen that you're on with the icons without the dialogue box in the way, so that's kind of nice. There's the skip button, which has always been there. It's the one in the top left-hand corner with the 2 triangles. And then there's also the super skip button, which just lets you skip the whole thing without even having to have the pretense of fast-forwarding, like look at this go again. That just skips the entire story chapter. Alrighty, there we go. Is that everything? No, it is not. There are two more important things that I forgot to mention. At the end of every live show, you now have a new present gauge, which fills up a little bit every time you play a live, and the more difficult lives you play, the better stuff you will get in this present box when it fills up. This is different from your regular present box. This is just a random gift box, I suppose, that just gives you random stuff every now and then, including friend points and G and R's and stickers and these little silver circles which you see on the bottom there, which are actually skills, the skill tokens that I showed you before. So those aren't silver seals. That pale circle is actually a skill. Yeah, so that's just a new, way to get a bunch of little items. So cool. And then there's also one more little button on the card screen that I forgot to show you. On the top right-hand corner, there's a button that says Type. And if you tap that, then it will show the various aspects of the card that, for example, this one is a second year, she's in Muse, and she's part of Printemps, the unit. So it'll show you the card's year group, the school that she goes to, and the subunit, which ties into how the new UR leader skills work. If you notice on the very bottom there, that's where the leader skill is, and she still has her previous UR leader skill, which I believe is Smile Angel? Yeah, that's what it is. But she also has a new addition to that skill, where if there are other second-year students on the team with her, then the team's smile points will get a further 6% boost. So if your team has this Kotori as its leader, and there are more, not only Honoka and Umi, but also Chika, Yo, and Riko on your team, then each of those will give your team another boost. So that's another way to power up your teams, I think. Again, more specifics will come in my eventual 4.0 team building guide, which will probably be a while away yet, while people figure out the optimal way to do things. Okay, I think that's about it. I think the only other thing I have left to do now, honestly, is to reward you for watching this far and do some scouting. I'm not going to do a full scout right now because I'm still saving my gems for when Daya's first UR comes out. But I do need a few more Aqua cards to fill out my teams. So I'm going to do a little bit of friend point scouting to see if I can get some R's, and then I'm also going to use a few tickets. I think I'm going to use 7 tickets, because that'll still leave me with 11 afterwards, so that's basically enough for another 10 plus 1. So let's start with some friend point scouting and see what we get. Let's do our daily scout. And we have a lovely new baby blue Aqours Scouting Box. Got an awesome little marca from that. Okay, and then let's see if we can get some Aqua rares. And again, make sure we're in Aqua mode, because if we were in Muse mode, we would still get Muse R's. Oh yes, and you can do the free daily scout in both boxes. Hey, we got a Muse R. Speaking of Muse R's, hi Kotori. There we go. So you can do that twice a day now. Okay, so let's see what we get from friend point scouting. Hooray! Give something good! Or all normals, that's fine too. Oh yes, and you saw one of those circles was kind of grayed out for a second there. That's because the game kind of does these micro downloads now, meaning it's not storing every image in the game like it did before. Hopefully this will help the app from getting gigantic in size, at least sort of. But the downside to that is if you're somewhere without Wi-Fi and you're relying on your data, this probably will eat up your data faster, so try to make sure you only play School Idol Festival at a Wi-Fi point if possible, or if you're playing out and about, don't do stuff that requires loading a lot of images, like scouting, or maybe playing score matches, or loading up a bunch of cards, basically. So that's a word of caution. Let's try again then. Oh, I need to empty up my box, just a sec. There we go. Okay, let's do another one. See what we get. I don't know how many of these I'll do. I won't do too many. Probably just until we get an R or 2. which was not this time, but we did get a reward for scouting more aqua. We got a reward for scouting more aqua boxes. So let's do that again, shall we? Since we seem to be getting rewards for it. Oh, there we go. We got a new art. Which one is it? Oh. Oh, come on. She's gonna be near the end, isn't she? It's exciting. Exciting. Getting an R. Oh my god. R's are exciting again. Yay, Ruby. I don't have that one. Oh, good. Okay. There we go. So we have a new R. So how about we do something fun with her? There we go. So we have our new Ruby. And let's say I am so excited about getting this Ruby that I want to idolize her right now, even though I don't have a second copy of her. So how do I do that? Well, first, I guess we have to do this in the special practice screen. Just a moment. There we go. On special practice mode, this is the look of the special practice screen now. You see there's two options now. The one that's grayed out on the left would be the normal option. If we had a second copy of Ruby, we could tap that button and just idolize the normal way, the same way it's always been. But now there's also this blue button, which is the Idolize with Seals button, or Idolize with Stickers if you're using the English terminology. So that will let us use one of our R stickers to idolize the card instead. And this is, yeah, that will fill that slot with an R sticker. And instead of waiting, we can just idolize, if it'll connect, our beautiful little Ruby. Yay! Now I have both of the Kurosawa siblings, hooray! But you can see even though her max possible stats went up, her skill slot did not open. We would have to use a second seal to do that. I should pick a consistent term and use it. let's go with seal since we're on the Japanese version. So if I wanted to unlock her second skill slot, I would have to use a second seal. So let's do that. You can re-idolize without, well, it doesn't change the costume, but it will let you do that again. There we go. And then that unlocks the second skill slot. Perfect. So now Ruby can tangle with her sister. And let's just show you how the other version works as well, just for comparison's sake. I have an extra copy of the initial Chica, so we can idolize using that, and it automatically shows us the Chica rather than us having to search for it, which is handy. And then we can do that. Perfect! Lovely! And then you can see that automatically unlocks the skill slot without us having to do that again. So awesome! Should we idolize something more exciting as well? Let's see how much it costs to idolize one of our SRs, maybe. Which one do I want? I think I would really like to idolize China Dress Hanayo and make her a little happier. So let's see how much it costs to idolize an SR. I can either use the one super sticker I have, the one silver sticker, or I can use 20 rare stickers. I think I'd rather save the rares for the URs in the future. But I think I'm okay with using a silver seal for now. Or, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. Hey! Ah, she's so happy! Oh, I wish I had the voices turned on for that. And again, it doesn't unlock her skill slots, but I can probably do that again in the future later. For now, it doesn't matter too much. The increase in stats is good. And especially the better pose and nicer outfit is good. So I'm so happy. Now I have my China Dress Hanayo. Let's go back to scouting for a moment. No, let's just do our scouting tickets and finish off the day, because I think I've been going for long enough at this point. Okay. Let's start with our first scouting ticket and see what we get. Again, R's are exciting. Yay, new box. R's are exciting at this point, because I don't have any of these R's, and I need the Aqua cards. Oh, yay. And we get a free scouting ticket for scouting the Aqua box for the first time, so maybe we can do 8 of these. Oh my god, this is a really nice Yoshiko, by the way. Let's see what we get for our next pull. Okay. Yay, best girl! Honestly, I feel like Daya is my best girl to a degree that none of the Muse girls ever were my best girl, not even Hanayo. It's crazy. So I'm really happy we got that. Let's see what we get for our third. Okay. Yay, Maru! I totally ship Daya Hanamaru, by the way, thanks to early magazine materials and whatnot. Okay. And we got the initial Rico. I believe I can idolize her at this point. That's good for me. Okay. Another Yoshiko. Someone pointed out that she has awkward poses in all of her cards, which is fitting, I think. Okay, so let's do 2 more, how about? Second to last. Is it gonna be something good? Nope. Gonna be all ours, probably. Oh, that's a really nice Kanan. That's a very nice shirt. Okay, last one. There we go. Okay, so no SRs or SSRs or anything exciting, but I did get a bunch of new Rs, which is what I wanted, so that's good. Let's idolize that Rico to finish out the day, how about? Going to special practice. There we go. And there's the Rico. Perfect. There we are. Ah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. And we get her skill slot. Yay! Is there anyone else I can special practice right now? No one that I wouldn't have to use stickers for. Okay. Well, I think that's been long enough at this point. That's way long enough. I hope this helped. I hope this has been an okay guide. I know it's not as polished as my regular guides. There will be a more polished guide to everything like this coming out when 4.0 hits EN, because my guides are EN focused, so that's where the polished guides will be. But hopefully this will help you for now in the meantime, and hopefully it wasn't too boring to listen to. Yeah. So happy 4.0ing, whether you like Aqua or not. And last reminder, again, you can switch back to Muse mode at any time and get the old music and the old scouting box and the old startup screen. You don't have to play with Aqua at all. I'm gonna finish out on that. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully for my top 10 Muse girls and, well, Love Live Season 1 girls. Finally. So much stuff going on, taking into my video making schedule. Bye! And the patrons for today's Adventures in JP special presentation who donate at least $4 a month are Barbo TK, Cinder, Dork and Mindy, Elaine G, Hope, Lisa Price, Liz C, Myron D, Prez Pasca, Ray, the Espresso Cat, Vivian F, Anne Marie at makitori.tumblr.com, Calderson at calliesquest.tumblr.com, Carolyn G, who says you should visit ndp.ca, and Otaku no Podcast at otakunopodcast.com. Thank you so much again for everything, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye! Also, I'm really curious to see who actually watches to the very end of these videos. If you actually do, write a comment below that includes the words Fluffy Bunnies. That is all. Okay, bye.